What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And we gotta talk about Celtics head coach Ime Udoka, because apparently he was sleeping with his director of player development. Alright, he was knocking the boots. That might have been why they wasn't focused against the Warriors, because he was in the locker room looking at his assistant like this.
Look at you. Look at you. Go ahead. All that jelly and no toast.
He's in the locker room like, he couldn't focus. He couldn't keep his mind on the prize. And this backs up a lot of stuff that I've said, okay? And a lot of stuff that I've warned you guys about when it comes to cheating and relationships and dangerous situations and how men mess up their bag. But before I get to any of that, I want to get this Nia Long crap out of the way ASAP, because somehow women have made this all about Nia Long, okay? And some of you sweet dudes done made this all about Nia Long. Everybody running around out here, how could you cheat on Nia Long? It's Nia Long. And dudes like, man, how could you cheat on Nia Long? We used to all want Nia Long. Everybody wanted Nia Long. Yeah, 30 years ago. First of all, let me tell you guys something. Nia Long's 51 years old, okay? She's a long way from Soul Food. She's a long way from Friday. She's a long way from being a Nia Long where she was one of the baddest in the game, okay? Now, I was never really a big Nia Long fan like that personally. I'm going to just keep it real with you. But I respect her. She's a pretty girl, and I respect the stature that she once had. But y'all gassing the hell out of this girl, talking about how could he cheat on Nia Long? Who is Nia Long? All right? And first of all, if Beyonce can get cheated on, Nia Long can get cheated on, okay? Anyone can get cheated on, all right? And I would understand this argument more if y'all was talking about how could he cheat on Chloe Bailey. I would understand this argument more if y'all was talking about how could he cheat on Coco Jones, my baby Coco Jones, her fine ass. I would understand it more if you were talking about that. I would understand it more if you were talking about how could he cheat on LMA, or how could he cheat on SZA, or how could he cheat on Zendaya. But y'all talking about 51-year-old Nia Long. Alright? And then y'all trying to play the girl like, look what he cheated on Nia Long with. Well, look at her. And if that wasn't enough, look at this.
What we do? We didn't let that affect us. They went on the run, we responded. What we do? We didn't let that affect us. They went on the run, we responded.
Yeah, he was in that locker room. I'm telling y'all, he was in the locker room like this. He couldn't focus. He lost his focus. He lost his focus. Don't act like that girl ugly. Don't act like that girl's not attractive. Alright, now listen, I'm not going to get into who looked better between her and Nia Long, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be cheating. At the end of the day, this was a stupid decision. At the end of the day, what's the point in getting engaged to someone if you're not going to be happy with that someone and you're still going to want to be with somebody else? But I'll also say this, why would you stay engaged with someone who had you engaged with them for 6 years? Ladies, it does not take a man 6 years to know if he wants to marry you or not. It does not take a man 6 years to know if he wants to marry you or not. So she just is goofy for sitting there 6 years waiting for him to finally tie the knot. This was inevitable to happen. Once we got to year 2, you might as well have just been waiting for this to happen. He was just dumb enough to do it with a subordinate and possibly cost himself a job over it. But anyone can get cheated on. Let's get that out the way right now, all right? And before you ladies say, oh, y'all men are always cheating, y'all always cheating, I don't want to hear it. First of all, not only has several surveys come out that have shown women cheat more than men do, okay? You got this. 50% of y'all got a backup lover, all right? So everyone can get cheated on. Men, women, Beyonce, Nia Long, me, anybody can be cheating on. No one's above getting cheated on. Stop it. Especially a 51-year-old woman who sat there for 6 years waiting to get married. Now, let's get back to Ime, okay? Because I tried to tell you guys before, y'all always worry about the clubs. I don't want my girl going to no club. She gonna cheat. I don't want her run up in the club. She gonna cheat. And I've tried to tell you guys, you should be more worried about 2 spots before you start worrying about clubs and before you start worrying about girls' nights out and all that other crap. And those 2 spots are game nights and work. Why? Because these are intimate environments. When your girl goes to a game night, and there's some guys there, and there's always some guys there. I don't care what she say, oh, it's just me and the girls. There's a guy there. This is an intimate setting. She's drinking in an intimate setting. She's getting close to this guy. They're talking. They can actually build a real emotional connection. That's dangerous. Work is the same thing. And the video is already on the channel. I done showed y'all. I done came in. I had dudes' girlfriends lifting up their shirts to show me their body, talking about what type of body progress they want to make. I was petting dudes' girlfriends on the hair. I had dudes' girlfriends lifting up their shirt to show me that they under tattoo. They got under their boobies. Alright, this is what goes down at work. It goes down at the job. Girls be getting put in the broom closet. All right, they be sliding under the desk. Can I get the day off? I got a vacation coming up. Well, I don't know, Mary Sue. You didn't put in for that vacation. Next thing you know, she giving them the 7-Eleven Slurpee. She giving them that double guac doc, 3,000. Next thing you know, she got 5 days off. Everybody else in there like, damn, how she get those days off? I put in for the same days. We couldn't get them off. They said it was a blackout period. She come out like this. She wipe her mouth, talking about, I don't know. I guess I just got lucky. The girls, no, they looking at her like this. They like that. The guys, y'all dumb. Y'all don't know this going on, so you're like, I don't know. I guess she just got lucky. But I'm telling you, man, whoever's in the position of power at work can clap your girl's cheeks. I'm just keeping it real. Unless you a masculine man, right? To the point where your girl know if push comes to shove, I can leave this job and my man can take care of anything. I want you to know there's always a chance your girl can get smashed at work. Now, I'm not trying to make you guys insecure. You should never be insecure. I'm just telling you, again, y'all be worried about the wrong stuff. If you're going to worry about something, you should be more worried about work. Again, I posted examples of this. Had dudes' girlfriends doing all types of stuff. I'm not their man, but I was in a position of power at that place. That was my side job. They knew I had a business. They knew I had a movie on Amazon. So pretty much whatever I told them to do, they was going to do. They was off the kid. And they both had boyfriends. I broke all this down to you guys before. If your girl's at work and she runs into a man, her boss could potentially always clap her. You guys, that a lot of women have work husbands, work boyfriends. It starts off cute, but it usually develops into something else. You have a whole bunch of different stuff that goes on at work, and I need you guys to understand, a lot of people are at work more than they're at the house. When you consider you get about 8 hours of sleep, well, if you're lucky, I really only get about 6 or 5 hours of sleep, but that's all I need. But let's just say you took your whole 8 hours of sleep, right? And then you spend 8 hours of work. That's 16 hours right there. That's 16 hours. You only got like 8 left. Alright, then you consider the time you eat, you drive in traffic to get to work, you drive in traffic to get back to work. People spend most of their time at work. Alright, and a lot of people work way more than 8 hours. A lot of people, especially if they're making big money, working 50, 60 hours. Alright, and these two were both making big money. Alright, you guys gotta understand, in a situation like this, they going out and they are on road trips together. These guys are around their significant others for a week, sometimes 2 weeks at a time. Okay, they out on a West Coast trip, or they out of the country on a trip, all right? Or they got various back-to-back games, whatever the case may be, where they're not seeing their partner, and you got all these people up in your face. You got all these men up in your face. You got all these women up in your face. Patricia O'Neal already told y'all. It's like having a woman work directly underneath a man. It's like putting a salmon in front of a bear. All right, you putting a salmon in front of a bear. They got a West Coast road trip. They ain't about to go home for a week and a half to 2 weeks, and he's just looking at her, and that booty just jiggling. I mean, that booty's just jiggling. Y'all seen it? It's just jiggling. He's probably like, damn. And he couldn't help it. He's like, ah, and he jumped on it. No, he shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have did that because it's the oldest rule in the book. You don't shit where you sleep. Like, you done worked your whole life to get to this point. You done worked your whole life to become a head coach. You did a fantastic job. You led your team all the way to the finals just to blow it over some V-Box. Let me tell you something, fellas, and this is a gym. It's 4 things that usually lead to the downfall of men, okay? And those 4 things are, all right, drugs, money, pride and ego, and the V-Box. You have to conquer those 4 things. Those 4 things will stop you from your dreams. Those 4 things will ruin your dreams if you're already in your purpose. You have to get control over those 4 things. And he's messing with a woman who's, listen, do I think a year-long suspension is a little bit much? Yeah, but at the same time, I can see why the league's doing that. The league's trying to push, right? And the NFL's doing the same thing if you've been paying attention. The league's trying to push, like, women can be coaches. Women can be assistant coaches. We want women more involved in professional sports leagues. Now, why? I don't know. They have their own league, but that's neither here nor there. That's what they want to do. I think they put a rule in the NFL as well where they said every single team has to hire at least 1 female assistant coach or something like that. I don't remember exactly, okay? But this is the way the league is going. This is what they're pushing. So you guys have to understand. You cannot have a coach blowing the back out of the woman you're putting around the team. It just sends the wrong message. Not to mention, this is a direct subordinate of you, okay? She's directly under you. So you start letting this go down. You start taking this lightly, all right? And this type of stuff already happens anyway, as I mentioned earlier in the video. People leveraging sex to get promotions at the job or special privileges. But if you let it openly come out, that he was messing around with her, right? And then anything extra happened, like she got any type of extra promotion or she got away with anything, now people are going to be saying, oh, that's because they're dating. You're just setting the wrong precedent. You can't let that happen, all right? So he's probably going to get the year suspension. Now, they're saying his job seems safe, but they're saying that, but whoever replaces him, right? Whoever's the intern coach, say the Celtics go back to the finals again. You can't guarantee you're going to get your job back, because at that point, they might be like, well, we don't really need you. You sat out the whole year, and we still made the finals. So this guy could do your job, and he don't got the extra baggage. We just going to let you go. So for right now, it looks like your job is secure, but you don't know that your job is going to be secure when you come back. A year is a long time. A lot of stuff can change in a year. If they don't tank, look out. You might be in trouble. All right? So a lot of stuff can change in a year. But I want you guys to understand, work is one of the most dangerous places. Okay, again, work, any types of girls' nights out, stuff like that, that's what you should be more concerned with, all right? Now, you shouldn't be insecure. I'm not telling you to be concerned with anything, but y'all be worried about the wrong stuff. Y'all worry about people going out. Now, you need to be worried about them being in close corridors with no damn music and nobody else around and really being able to talk and get to know each other, going on road trips together, working with each other for 12 to 8 hours a day. That's who you need to be worried about. Y'all be worried about the wrong stuff. Y'all be worried about all of the wrong stuff. All right? But guys, fellas, you got to focus, all right? Again, you cannot mess with a woman at work. All right? Now, this is a pretty girl. This is an attractive girl. But you cannot convince me that he couldn't have went outside, especially as an NBA head coach, and got the same things from a woman who didn't work there. There was an IG model not too long ago. I don't remember her name. But she slurped up 5 of the Phoenix Suns players and 2 of the coaches in the pandemic. When they was in the bubble, she went in the bubble, had no fear of catching COVID, and was going to work, giving 7-Eleven Slurpees to everybody. He could have caught one of those. Then he would have just had to pay a fine, and he could have moved on. But nah, he want to sleep with the big booty that's in the locker room. He want to sleep with the booty that's bending the play, stretching the players out. She bending over, talking about, no, you got to get down like this. He looking like this. He like, come on, man. You just can't do that. You have to have more control of that. You have to be smarter than that. It's not worth the risk. I repeat, it is not worth the risk. And you fellas got to understand that. But anyways, I am Alex and I am out. Peace.